Hi, I'm back here from houseimprovements.com, and in this video today I'm at the cabin build and I'm going to show you some basic wall framing. So I'm going to frame this wall that you see behind me, and I'm going to show you just the basics on how to get started. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's go take a look and see how I did this. Okay, so I've got my plates cut for this west wall, and I've just got them standing on edge. That's just the top and bottom plate laying together, and I've got all my other pieces just laying here ready for when I get down to that area. What I want to start with is laying out this wall. Okay, so I'm doing 16-inch on center framing, and this actual wall doesn't have any windows or doors in it, so this is just going to be stud wall. It's going right to the outside end of the basement over here. So basically, to start out laying out for my studs, I know I'm going to have full-length stud there, and this is actually going to be what we call an L. And all that means is, if this is the end of my wall, you know, this is the plate sitting on the wall, you've got this wall right here. I'm looking at it from the top. This south wall is going to butt into it here. So when I frame this wall, I need a stud on this end, but I also need another one right here. So what that does is that gives me backing in this corner when we put drywall in, so I have something to screw into. Okay, we'll cover that a little bit more in depth, but that's why I mark this with an L, so I know that I need to frame an L in that corner. So since we're going 16 inches on center, I can simply hook my tape right on the end. Here's my 16-inch mark. I'm going to come back 3/4 of an inch. So this would be the edge of the stud, and the stud would sit here. Okay? So then I can square that line right across my top plate. This is my bottom plate, this is my top plate. And all my other studs on this wall, because there's nothing else going on with it, are just going to be exactly the same. So I'm going to go to my 16-inch center mark on my tape. Well, I'm hooked on the end of the plates. Try to get you in the picture here better. So I'm hooked on the end of the tape. I come to my 16-inch center, come back 3/4 of an inch, X on the left. Same thing over here. Here's another 16-inch center, come back 3/4 of an inch, X on the left. On most tape measures, your 16-inch centers are going to be indicated usually a lot of times with a red coloring around the actual numerical position. Okay, so I've got those on my tape, and I'm just going to continue down the whole wall marking the plates like that, and then I can square that line across, and I've got this one already marked out. Okay, so I can continue down this set of plates all the way down. I'm just using a clamp to stand them up and hold them together so they don't move on me. Sneak my tape underneath that clamp, hook it on the end, and I can mark out a few more. Go to my 16, go back 3/4, X on the left. Now, so I've got my marks all on there. Now here's a spot where I've got a joint in one of the plates. Now we want that joint to preferably be right centered on a stud. Okay, so you want to, depending on your stud spacings with your 16 inch or 24 inch, which are the most common, those two, you want to just make sure in your layout where you've cut these plates the length, anywhere you need a splice, it's centered on a stud. Okay, so when you nail that into the stud, you'll be nailing, in this case it's a 2x6, so you'll have 3 nails toe nailed through each plate into that stud. Like I said, this wall was all just, there's another joint, that one's in the bottom plate. This wall was all just straight studs, nothing else was needed in there as far as any window openings or anything. So now I got down here, this was my last regular 16-inch centered stud. On this end of the wall, we're going to have a 3-ply post that's going to support the header that supports the deck roof. Sorry. So I cut this top plate short because those headers at the top are going to be sitting in there. So it had to stop 4.5 inches back. So I can't really put a stud right here right now. This is all going to be 3 basically cripples really that are going to hold up that post. So there's going to be 3 cut off pieces there, but I can put a regular stud right here on the very end. So no, it isn't 16 inches on center, it's less than 16, but I still need one at the end of this wall, or at the end of where these posts start. Okay, so I'm just showing you that. One thing that I will be doing, I don't know the measurement off the top of my head, is that somewhere along in here in this wall is going to be where the closet in the bedroom butts in. So there'll be a wall, dividing wall that divides the bedroom from the living room, and then another wall that'll be the front wall of the closet. So in those areas, what I'll do is figure out which stud spacing those walls end up butting into, and I'll put horizontal blocking. And I'll show you all this blocking and stuff in another video. This video here is just strictly about basic wall layout and how to mark your plates and everything. So at this point, that's really all I wanted to show you on this video. Just gave you a good idea of how to get started out, just your basic 16-inch on center wall layout. Okay, that's it for this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, go check out the next one.